Alright, let's do this. Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas is regarded as one of the worst movies ever made, and every single ounce of that reputation is earned. Why? It isn't actually a movie. It's a 1-hour sermon with one of the worst messages that anyone could imagine. Yeah, we're tackling a right-wing hissy fit. Let's buckle up and see what's going on.
Welcome, everyone. I am so glad you're here.
Wait, how did we get into your house, Kirk? I mean, my drink tasted kind of funny 2 hours ago, so I have a lot of questions. Apparently, he has a problem with those who think that religions should be a private affair, and others who cringe at the aesthetics of the holiday season. What?
What are they going to do next? Tell us hot chocolate's bad for us? The Druids invented it?
Well, you're not actually drinking any, so what are you talking about?
Maybe. We need a word from the outside.
I don't think you want us to do that. After some footage of a homeless man with a cane and the opening credits, we cut to a party.
Hey everybody, that's me, enjoying the party.
Hey movie, have you heard of Show Don't Tell? For some reason, Kirk is too stupid to recognize that the Santa at his party is Uncle Bill, but there's an even bigger problem. His brother-in-law just doesn't like Christmas.
First they come in, start telling us what we gonna do, and then they start taking over.
If I had to listen to this kind of insanity, I'd hate Christmas too. It's important to remember that the director isn't actually playing a character here. He's just a straw man, so we'll call him that from this point forward. Straw Man leaves the party and sits in his car. Kirk joins him and we get a little story.
I'm driving by a store and I see a little girl and her mom.
The guy worries about how the materialism of the holidays distracts from helping the poor, which is surprisingly selfless. Do you want to guess what happens next?
No. You're all wrong.
No, you can't be serious. We launch into a segment about how the world power wanted to kill Jesus when he was born, and I'm gonna have to stop you right there, movie. That was attributed to King Herod the Great, and it was made up. Now, I know that there are skeptics out there who will say the same thing about so much else, and I agree with you. Let's stick with Kirk's point of view, though. There's supposedly a connection between the birth stories and the death stories because clothing. I'm not exactly sure what the point of this is, so let's just... What are we doing back in the house?
3 words. War on Christmas.
Huh? What is going on?
They're already taking away our freedom of speech. I can't say Merry Christmas at work no more.
Oh, for crying out loud, I can't tell if this is supposed to be a part of the story or a parody of right-wing nut jobs. Back in the car, we get this.
Newsflash! Christmas tree, not in the Bible.
Yeah, it kind of is. Let's see how Kirk tries to BS his way out of this one. Oh, he's going to talk about how Adam stole fruit from the Garden of Eden? That's not how that myth goes. This was obviously done to avoid the unfortunate implications of preaching about how women corrupt men. Never mind the problem that the two of them had no real clue of what was going on until after the fact. We get one last segment about how St. Nicholas was at the Council of Nicaea in 325, even though we don't have any evidence of that. Old St. Nick allegedly had to deal with Arius and did so by beating him up to sick techno music. If you think that you have the right to engage in violence because of a religious opinion, you're an asshole who should be put on a watch list. Oh, but Nicholas gave out presents, so don't think about it. The movie ends with Straw Man diving into even dumber excuses. Once he pseudo-apologizes to his wife, we get an incredibly lame dance number set to Angels We Have Heard on High.
This is a celebration of the eternal God taking on a material body. So it's right that our holiday is marked with material things.
Yeah, sure. You know what? I don't think that Kirk Cameron is going to save Christmas at all, and it's easy to see why. It's more than possible to tell stories that strike a balance in all things, but that's not what we have here. This slopfest is a pointless void of self-righteous stupidity and a few decorations. Believe it or not, there are actually values and ideals that cross all boundaries. Kirk Cameron and others like him don't speak to them because they can't. Thanks for watching. If you like that, there's more where that came from, so be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel more directly, be sure to check out the links in the description. And of course, why not keep watching? There's a playlist here, and reviews of better movies here. Keep your head up, and I'll see you next time.